Well, hello, Jason Deblinger.
Hello, Jonathan. How are you?
I'm great, and thank you for joining us on Thrive Live 2021. Excited to have you here to talk to us about your field of endodontics.
I'm excited to be here and talk about it.
So here's the big question for you, because you got some of your protective equipment on. You're in the middle of your day. I wanted you to share with us. Let's open it up by asking the question of endodontics. How did you get into endodontics? What compelled you to specialize in that? And as you look back, how much do you love this field of endodontics?
Good question, Jonathan. So my uncle and cousin are endodontists. So I started out back in high school working in their office. I started cleaning instruments. I started, putting away files and charts when they were all paper. I, then moved my way up to assisting, and then I moved my way up to answering their phones. And I saw how they, help people every day get out of pain. And really, it was just a great field to be in from an assistant. Now, funny enough, I didn't even know any part of dentistry existed other than going to get my cleanings as a kid and going to get root canals. So that's all I thought there were. I didn't know anything more than it. It was sort of funny. And then I, got on and got into dental school, and I really liked everything, but I thought my passion was still in endodontics from the beginning. So,
well, I've been extremely fortunate to know you for the last couple of decades. I've watched you grow in your career, and what has always impressed me is literally how you have embraced new technology, your own curiosity, to allow you to really grow, to become really one of the top endodontists in the country. And I so appreciate your mindset of that growth. How do you think about our new technology today that's enabling you to do the kind of endodontics that you do? Could you tell us about new technology?
Well, technology has always been something that I always thought was neat, cool, fun. And I say to the patients, once we get you numb, it's like playing a video game. It's actually sort of fun doing what I do, even though they think I'm crazy for enjoying root canals. But, once you have a cone beam, and that's sort of like your GPS navigation, you know where you're going, you know how many canals, you know where they're located. Someone says, oh, do I have a 3 or 4 rooted molar? How many canals? And they're shocked that I know the answer. They're like, how do you know? I said, well, that scan we took tells us everything. So that automatically right there gives you your map. Then you go in and use your microscope. So you're looking at a magnification with light, and you can see exactly where you need to go. You drill through, you find your canals. Then you take your apex locator, put it on their lip, and get your measurements of how long the roots are. So it's all mapped out in just a way of technology. As long as you could follow the technology, you really could make this pretty straightforward and fun. And the patients love hearing about all these things we're doing and how it is so different than a root canal back in, 20, 30 years ago, when it was just looking through a black hole, hoping you find a canal or two and do the best you can. Now we have to really do the best because we have the ability to do that. And then with the rotary instruments, you clean all the way down, and next thing you know, you're done and sealed, and it's over. The technology is great once you learn how to use it.
Yeah, no, that's really amazing how technology in so many fields of healthcare is enabling us to do things at such a higher level. And you actually made it sound easy.
I mean,
don't worry, because I haven't done a root canal since dental school. I got you doing the most beautiful root canal. But, technology is part of the answer. The other answer is, how do we take our patients' fears and vaporize them? And whenever I've sent patients to you, they tell me how much they love you. Now, part of the technology is part of it because of the efficiencies that it creates. But let's talk about the empathy, and let's talk about the care side of the equation. And when and where in your career did you learn that piece where you're an expert at allaying the fears of our patients because of all the horror stories people have heard about root canals and the pain associated with it.
Feeling comfortable and knowing what you're doing is not going to hurt them and not going to be a problem allows them to relax and go, okay, this doctor knows what they're doing. They know they're not going to hurt me. If I think there may be some pain on a lower second hot molar, I may say this is going to hurt a little bit. I mean, it is. I'll get you numb. We'll do what we got to do. We'll get you through it, but you're going to feel a little bit. You got to be honest and you got to tell them the truth. And then once you get them over that hump and they feel a little and you numb them and then you're moving on, they go, wow, that wasn't bad. And then after they're done, any root canals after that, they come pretty relaxed. Yeah. The first one's the hump. You got to get them over. And after that, they go, will it be just like last time? I said, should be, but that's the truth. Once you're comfortable knowing, and it's also, I think it's the way I've set up my practice by having great teammates like you and my other referrals that are really quality oriented and they want the best for their patients. I know that my schedule isn't backed up 10 patients deep where I have to stress to get through this, to get through that. I spread out my day. I know the patients that are coming are educated in dentistry. They know what they're getting. They know what they're coming for. And it's not as stressful as it seems. So that whole thing is part of it. I don't think you learn the empathy. I think it just sort of comes with knowing you're comfortable with what you're doing. You're comfortable on the patients and you know where they're coming from. So it's a blended family in a way. And I don't have to know them to know, what they want and what they're expecting.
Yeah, that's great.
And hopefully I could deliver, but I feel like that's a big part of it.
Yeah. No, your success, is consistent. And I think the people side of the equation and the way you handle people's fears is really fantastic and something that, as young dentists, you start to learn it early on in your career, connecting with our patients. Let's switch it over to the referring dentist. So the referring dentist send their patients over to you from an information gathering standpoint and using technology today that allows you to do the best possible endodontics. What technology would you like to see your referring dentist, prosthodontist, general dentist, perio, whoever's referring to you, what would you like to see them have to make your job easier and to keep providing these consistent results?
I think at the end of the day, and I know you agree with, a quality root canal is really only good as its restorative work. And if we do a really good root canal and the crown leaks, it's going to fail. If we do a great root canal and there's a post the size of my arm, that's going to fracture the root and that's going to fail. And if the root canal is not done well, it's not going to work either. So I feel like it's the whole team has to be on the same page, and it's all about the same quality of care consistency. It's not just, okay, a good root canal is going to work. Well, it won't. And a good crown is not going to work if the root canal is not done well underneath it. So I think the consistency throughout and the teamwork is really, really important. And I feel like you've got to be at the same care and the same hope for your patients as the referral and the same as everybody around them, because otherwise it's a good root canal with a bad crown is useless. It's not worth it for the patient.
That's right. That's right. And that gets into the interdisciplinary dentistry and how well our disciplines work together collaboratively. And that becomes evidenced by diagnosis, which is some of the most critical thinking we have as clinicians and as specialists, is diagnosing the patient. So like the patient you were describing earlier before we went on the air that flew in from the West Coast, how do we consistently improve our diagnostics interdisciplinarily when we're dealing with teeth that are either retreatments or endoperio lesions? How can we create consistency there between the specialists for the greater outcomes for our patients?
That's a good question too. I think the key is working as a team and being close together. And if there's a case where it's a question mark, we all get on a phone or a FaceTime and really go through the case with the cone beam scan and review it as a team, not, well, here's what I'm going to do. Well, it doesn't matter what you're going to do. If we can't link it all together, the one part of the puzzle doesn't work. So it's got to be yes, I can do that root canal, but are you okay crowning it? Is there a margin? Is there not? Do we need a crown lengthening? What's it gonna take to make this work long term, not just today? And I think the goal is the long term, not the short term, because short term is easy. It's the long term is the hard part.
That's right. And as we look at our future, I mean, look what one of the silver linings of COVID is the ability to collaborate through streaming and through Zoom and all of these type of streaming services. We can collaborate much better. I mean, we can have specialists all over the country or a patient somewhere else, and looking at the data to make those joint decisions as a collaborative team. And would you say more so than ever before?
Without a doubt. And I feel like people even now are more comfortable getting on a quick FaceTime and going over a case that we wouldn't have done in the past. And say, let's take a look at the case on the scan together. What do you think? How's this going to work? And let's move forward. And, but yeah, the virtual is definitely helped from a consult diagnosis standpoint.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, let's switch gears real quick and let's talk about the flip side of the coin of our professional career to our personal career. Here you are, you have an amazing family, you have 4 beautiful children, you got this balancing act going on between your patients, your personal life, your teaching. You join us on our Glow Good Foundation missions. So here's the big question, and I'm sure your patients ask you, is how do you do it all, and how do you figure that one out?
I don't. I'm lucky to have a great team of, from the office team to the home team to the, you just need the help of people around you and then make it work. I just got back from Disney last week and, walked 10 miles a day with the kids and now back to the office and seeing patients and, it's all good. Traveling for hockey next week with the kids in their tournaments. And, I love it. But here's the key. I think if you love it, you make it work, whatever it has to happen. If you don't, you get bogged down and then something will fall apart. I feel like you got to really enjoy every piece of the puzzle. Not that everything is perfect and everything works great, but you got to really want to do each part. And it happens, or at least from my opinion. I know you did still with your boys, and we still go down and take time, and it's great. I love it. Yeah, I love it. So it's all good, but it's a lot of headaches and a lot of moving parts. But at the end of the day, it comes together like a puzzle.
That's right. I think you said the important word. You love it, and
I do.
And we say let love rule. Like our friends in our foundation, it's the supportive concept that allows us to do what we do with a big smile on our face. Yes. Yeah.
Everyone every day asks me, how do you love doing root canals? Are you insane? Maybe, I don't know, but I do enjoy it. So I guess, but what they don't realize, really, we're helping people. At the end of the day, they're coming here in pain, coming here infected, they're coming here with problems, and they leave without it. It's a great thing. It really is.
That's right. That's right. You're taking people out of pain, and you're focused on a terrific patient experience, efficiency and effectiveness. And I know as a referring doc, I so appreciate your approach and the success that you have for our patients. So my only message is keep doing what you're doing in the field of endodontics and keep impacting the next generation of young endodontists. I know you're also focused on teaching, and that's a wonderful thing.
Yes. Well, thank you. I try. I try hard. If nothing else, they can say I try hard.
You're a humble soul. Jason Deblinger, endodontist, thank you so much for joining us on Thrive Live 2021, sharing your thoughts, your expertise, and hopefully I'm going to get to see you real soon.
Yes. Thank you very much for having me. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
All my best. Thank you, Jason.
You're welcome.